जननीं शारदां देवीं रामकृष्णं जगद्गुरुं पादपद्मे तयो श्रित्वा प्रणमामि मुहुर्मुहुः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्मयेधे वेदस्य माणिस्तः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासेः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवतु अवतु माम् अवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। हरिः ॐ। Om. Let my speech and mind function together in harmony. Let the knowledge of the self reveal itself and grow inside me. Let my mind and speech support and help me understand the truth taught by the Vedic teachings. Let me be persistent in learning Vedic scriptures day and night, and let me not forget the knowledge gained. I will speak about the divine truth. I speak about the absolute truth. But may the truth protect me and my teacher. Om. Peace, peace, peace be unto all. We are studying the Sri Suktam. The word Sri is a marvelous word. Anybody who pleases the Divine Lord gets His grace. The grace of God is called Sri. Once a person gets the grace of God, he gets everything. As Bhagavan Krishna so beautifully explains in Bhagavad Gita, the whole universe is nothing but my divine Maya splendor. Daivi Hesha Gunamayi Mama Maya. But it is Duratyaya, extremely difficult to cross. But Mameva ye prapadyante, those who take refuge in me, adore me, worship me, only such people, by my grace, this very same Maya which binds us or seems to be binding us will liberate us. That means, like a loving mother, she takes us to our Father. In Christian adoration, God is mostly conceived as Father, but even there we get some devotees who conceive God as Mother, or even a child Jesus, but Mother Mary. But in Hindu mythology, the whole universe is the outcome, manifestation of the Divine Mother. And very surprisingly, that Divine Mother is called by many names. One of the best names, which the devotees of Sri Ramakrishna every day chant, is Narayani. Narayani Namostute, in the hymn Sarva Mangala Mangalye. Now that is very important because Narayana and Narayani, that is pure consciousness and its power to manifest, can never be separated. That is the meaning. And here also we have to understand, as we discussed earlier, any hymn can be understood in two ways. Any prayer to God can also be understood in two ways, in a secular way and in a spiritual way. Worldly way, as I put it in other classes, some devotees want something from God. Some devotees want only God. Those who want something, they are called the followers of prayers. And those who want God, they are called followers of Shreyas. So we have seen how beautifully this Rishi, from whose heart spontaneously this hymn had come, Sri Suktam. And the very description delights our heart. Om Hiranyavarnam. She is shining like gold, but nothing to do with gold. Here, pure spirituality, the manifestation of Sattvaguna. Harini, we have seen Harini, essentially two meanings. Hara or Hari is Lord Vishnu's name. Harini is the feminine aspect of Hari, Harini. Shiva, Shivani. Narayana, Narayani. So that is how we have to understand. So this Harini. But Harini is also the name of a deer. That is, if somebody is running after the splendor, the manifestation of God's glories, that is called desiring prayers. But some people, they evoke from this dream and they only want Shreyas. I want God Himself. That is the meaning we have to take here. But both the children are children of God only. That is one of the fundamental principles or teachings of Vedanta. Everybody, every soul is a divine. Each soul is potentially divine. And not only that, every soul first only follows smaller path, which is the path of secular desire. But in course of time, the person awakens and then he desires only the source of everything, which is the Divine Mother or God. Suvarna Rajata Srajam. This divine being is described just as when we see a very beautiful, young, adorable lady, but not merely the physical beauty, but endowed with extraordinary spiritual qualities and also worldly qualities. But what do we mean by worldly? We have to understand everything in the world called worldly is not bad. There are people, very noble people, even sometimes they say we do not believe in God, but they are people of ideals, people of principles. They will not deviate from them. So, whenever we see, so our heads automatically bow down, not in physical desire, but a desire. How marvelous if my mother is like this, my sister is like that, my spouse, partner is like that, then if my daughter is like that. It is wonderful. Suvarna Rachita Srajam, adorned with gold and silver ornaments. As we discussed earlier, every word has got its own spiritual meaning, inner meaning. So, Chandra, the moment one beholds this mother, when a baby beholds its mother, so just as we behold a beautiful full moonlit night's moon, our hearts bloom in great bliss, joy, enthusiasm, energy. So she is called Chandra, just as the moon is the cause of our ahlada. So also, this mother, divine mother, she gives happiness to everybody. So you can sometimes watch the YouTube videos. So a few days back, I was seeing that there was a baby elephant, and for some reason, it was lost. And the mother was so anxious. It is running here and there. and producing that tremendous trumpeting noises, but she could not. But some people saw it and then put it on a truck, back of a truck, and took near where the elephant head is there, and then let her. And the way she was running to its mother, the moment it saw its mother, the mother also came running. The baby was also running. And the mother cannot have enough of the baby. That would be our condition if we are blessed with devotion to God. And then, how do we know this is a good interpretation? We can see in the life of Holy Mother. Holy Mother is considered by her devotees as Saraswati, as Lakshmi, as Mahamaya, as Parvati, as Mother Kali, in all aspects. Sarva Deva Devi Swarupini. And in the later part of her life, mostly she used to spend in that remote village called Jairambati. And then, like bees in search of honey, people used to go there. And then, what was the attraction? Because she was more anxious to meet the devotees, to see the devotees, to feed them, to look after them, than even the devotees. Of course, they will be very glad. But the moment they come, one lady was describing, why are we so much attracted? After all, there is nothing physically this Holy Mother could provide. Those who are living in cities like Calcutta can have much better, so-called much better things, whether eatables or anything. But in this remote village, even vegetables were very rare. They have to shop for them to next neighboring villages. Such was the remotest, very small village, Jairambati. Even now it remains more or less a modest village only. So why do we go? Because the beautiful description is there. The moment, especially the housewives, reach mother, they feel a heavy burden is lifted off their heads. So they leave their children, if there are children, and within a few minutes, and mother, the first thing mother does is to feed her devotees. And then happily they will take up some pots and then go to the tanks or the river to fetch water and happily do the household job, etc. So one such vivid scene comes to my mind. Once a lady devotee came there and she had a son. And this son was her greatest heartthrob. But at the same time, he was also creating a lot of heart shock also. So this child came, and it was mother's habit. As soon as she sees small children, immediately she will stretch her hand, and nobody hesitates to jump into her lap. So this child came, and immediately mother took in her lap and started feeding him some of the best things. Then this mother was complaining, Ma, look at this horrid fellow, how much I have to coax and distract him to feed him. But here he is eating like a horse from your hands. And Holy Mother was cautioning that devotee, don't you cast evil side upon my child. So she was scolding the mother, who was the actual mother of the baby, that don't go on remarking like that. Because as soon as we say the Divine Mother, we feel like just going and running and jumping into her lap. Our own mothers are recollected. And that is exactly the situation that, like when we behold after a haughty day and the full moonlit night comes, only those who have seen, they know. And of course, there are some people who are endowed by God's grace with a complete aesthetic sense. And they only know what tremendous heights of aesthetic heights they ascend to and enjoy it. By the way, aesthetic happiness is the third highest happiness in the ladder of happiness. Material happiness, intellectual happiness, aesthetic happiness, moral happiness, and spiritual happiness. And Hiranmayi. So she is good luck. She is the richest. We can also interpret it when a baby sees its mother. He is not thinking, what is she going to give me? How much money? These are all stupid, worldly people, grown up people, what is called brainwashed by the world. You cannot live without money, etc., etc. As if we never lived without money. And she is called Lakshmi. The word Lakshmi itself, we have seen all the best things, endowed with the best things, but especially Yama and Niyama, and especially Niyama for householders. Shaucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. Pure, purity, external and internal. Santosha, extreme, great contentment, whatever they get, like a baby, they're quite happy, and their happiness is not coming from outside, it is a state of the mind. And they're endowed with a tremendous amount of tapasya. That means their minds will not be moving hither and thither. And then they're always thinking of God, that is, studying the scriptures, taking God's name, etc. And we want that mentality where we feel like babies come sitting in the lap of the mother, and all our burdens are taken off, and the mother will look after us, and that is called the Divine Mother. Oh, Agni Devata, so fire god, please bring to me such a Lakshmi. Why Jataveda? Because Agni burns everything, turns everything into ashes, that burning power. So let, O Agni Devata, burn all the impurities of my heart. And you only keep everything pure. When impure gold is burnt in the fire, it, it is burnished. That's why you say, like burnished gold. All the stains, all the spots, all the dirt, dust, everything is washed off. Fire is the greatest purifier in the world. And this kind of Lakshmi, that means this kind of personality, this kind of mentality, this kind of great characteristics can only come by the grace of God. In course of time, we will do that. This is also we discussed first. Second mantra goes like this: Tam avahajata vedo Lakshmim anapagamini yasyam hiranyamendeyam gam ashvam purushan aham. Tam, such a Lakshmi, which is so beautifully described in the first mantra of the Suktam. O Jataveda, that is God. Jataveda means all knowing. There is nothing which is unknown, past, present, and future. That means he is none other than Srishtikarta, the Creator himself. And only God can bring the Divine Mother. There is nothing else. Jataveda, please bring my own Divine Mother, whom I have missed, and I did not even recognize, like a child who is growing up in somebody else's house, adopted in the adopted parents. But now I realize this is my real mother. So you please unite us. That is what is said, Lakshmi, such a Lakshmi, such a divine mother. Whenever we use this word Sri or Lakshmi, we will have to apply this. She is my own divine mother. I am her child. in the beginning. But later on, nobody is outside. She is the mother of a whole universe. And what type of mother? Anapagamini. Apagamini means one who can be separated. But she is anapagamini. She cannot be separated. And what for? Am I praying? What is it that I am expecting? Yasyam from whom? Hiranyam, that is wealth. Vindeyam, may I obtain wealth. Then what else? Gam, all the what is called cows, etc. Because in the Vedic culture, cows, bulls, they played the greatest part, as we already discussed. So in Hindus' eyes, a cow stands substitute of a mother, as many women in childbirth used to die after giving birth to the children. The substitute nourishment used to be the milk of the cows. Even today it stands unparalleled. And then all the yagnas, yagas, that is the worship of God and goddesses, gods and goddesses in those Vedic times was all done by lighting up a fire, etc. And for that, clarified butter, milk, cow dung, and cow urine. These are the 5 important products. And if it is a bull, they become what we call agricultural animal until better things are done. Strangely, in the Western world, it is the horse that has taken that place. So I want all these. Then Ashvam, because Ashwa means a horse. Horses means many other animals. There are so many animals. But these are representatives, most important. So for facilities of traveling and many other things. But cows are most important. And then Purushan. Purusha means men. What is the meaning of men? So whenever we want to worship God, lead a, we cannot live in isolation. We want people to guard us. We want our own number of children, both male and female. And we want what is called assistants, servants. And in so many ways, an isolated life is never possible. That is why Aristotle was forced to call every human being a social animal. So all these meanings are implied in the second mantra. O Agni, please bring Lakshmi to me, by whose grace I will obtain. Gold means gold stands for wealth. Gold also stands for the best type of ornaments. Even today, it is very surprising. The wealth of any country is measured only in the form of gold. The gold reserves is the best thing. So gold, cows, horses, and friends and relatives, and servants, good servants, all these we want. O Agni, please bring such a Lakshmi to me, who will forever dwell both within and without me. Beautiful word, who dwells within. Within me means what? I will worship her as the Divine Mother. And the Divine Mother can never be separated from the Brahman. That is why I quoted many times that beautiful verse of Kalidasa before he started composing Raghuvamsha. What is it? Just like a word, Vagarthau iva sampraktau, Vagartha pratipattaye, Jagataha pitarau vande, Parvati parameshwarau. So Shiva and Kali can never be separated. Consciousness and energy can never be separated. This is a tremendous fact. And that is why in the Saundarya Lahari, the very first mantra, Shivaha Shaktiya Yukto Yadi Bhavati Prabhavitum. Only if Shiva, consciousness, is joined together with Shakti, divine energy, then only the activity of Divine Mother. What is it? Creation, sustenance, and dissolution or recycling is possible. By the way, Laya means not destruction, Laya means recycling or merging back in our original nature. So, this is what we were discussing in our last class. Please, O Agni Devata, because who is Agni Devata here? He is the Ishvara. Please ensure to bring Lakshmi, whose splendor is described in the previous verse and in this verse also. But what purpose? Lakshmi Anapagamini. In the Indian mythology, Lakshmi is always inseparable from Narayana. She will be in the form of Kaustava Ratna on the chest of Vishnu. And Vishnu and Lakshmi, or Lakshmi and Narayana, or Narayana and Narayani, can never be separated. Like word and its meaning can never be separated. And they are called Jagataha Pitarau. They are the, what is called, Divine Mother and Divine Father, inseparable like word and its meaning. So I want to compose this beautiful adoration to Sri Rama, Raghuvamsha. And without your grace, it's not possible. Any greatest discovery is the grace of God. Anything that is great is the grace of God. So when Lakshmi, Anapagamini, means she should never leave me. And if mother should not leave me, what type of life shall I lead? My life also will be, I will not leave her. So long as I go on calling, oh ma, oh mother, and she will not be able, because she hears this sound wherever we are, whenever we cry. As I mentioned in one of my classes, the God is like compared to a cow who had just given birth to a calf. And then whenever the calf gets hungry, she just cries in a very low, mooing voice. And then wherever the mother, even 2 miles away, she hears that particular sound, and with uplifted tail, she runs. And I have actually seen that when I read about it in the Vedas, but I did not know. Maybe because these Vedic rishis, they used to have this. It is a daily phenomena for them. So one day I went to the cow shed at about 11 o'clock. Morning, the calf was fed, and the cows were let out for grazing in the hills at Cherrapunji, and they were there about 2 kilometers away, grazing the green grass that is grown freely on the hills actually, not mountains, very green, and it is also always raining. And then this calf must have been hungry in the cow shed. It is let free, and it was mowing. And then I just came out of the cow shed, and I saw its mother with uplifted tail was running, and it came to the cow shed, and it just started suckling the baby. I was stunned. I said, oh, this must have been the daily, almost daily sight of these people, Vedic culture, agricultural civilization must have been. And they, every time they can describe only with what they're living day and night. So we want somebody, and this Lakshmi from the side of God, Ishvara, Narayana and Narayani cannot be separated. And from our side, she is the mother. Mother and child also cannot be separated. But the child may be sleeping, playing, and then he forgets the mother, he or she. This is what he said. May I never forget the Divine Mother And may the Divine Mother also never forget me is one meaning. What is the other meaning? That let wherever Lakshmi goes, then Narayana, wherever Narayani is there, Narayana must be there. They can never be separated. Wherever there is a devotion, God will always be there. Wherever there is love, the beloved should be there. We are not thinking, we are not supposed to think only purely in physical terms now. We're talking about the language of love. So Lakshmi, Anupagamini, she will bring. In fact, there is a third meaning said that unless there is God's grace, Lakshmi cannot come. Only when God is gracious, he says, Lakshmi, your child is calling you, you go and live with your child. Let us go and live with your child. So she brings God because true Lakshmi, true wealth is spiritual wealth, not only physical wealth. That is why we see richest people, celebrities becoming mad, becoming drug addicts, then drunkards, then going mad, and they spend so much of money just to remain. There is a joke I am remembering. Whenever the celebrities meet in a party, usually a drinking party, so these ladies, will go, who is your shrink? So at first I did not understand. In America, what is the meaning of shrink? Nobody can tell me also what is the meaning of shrink. So then I made up my own definition. He who shrinks your bank balance is called a shrink. That is to say, your psychiatrist. So then these ladies were very proud. Who is your psychiatrist? Oh, so and so. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Meaning, my psychiatrist is the most celebrated psychiatrist in the world. And who requires most celebrated psychiatrist? I leave it to you to guess what it means. So, Lakshmi should never leave us. And what are the conditions? Lakshmi will not leave a place where there is devotion, discrimination, and really speaking, self control, and that clinging devotion, mumukshutvam. And what type of Lakshmi? Anapagamini, one who can never leave me. Of course, she will never leave me because she is both combination of consciousness as well as energy. That is why in Indian lore, wherever we go, Lakshmi and Narayan, Shiva and Parvati. Similarly, Brahma and Saraswati. So they cannot be separated. And who cannot go away from me. Why? Because I am ever with God, and she is also ever with God. When she comes, she brings Narayana. And I sit in the lap of mother, and father also will be there. That is the meaning of na apagamini. One who can never leave Bhagavan, therefore one who can never leave me also. Wherever she goes, she brings Hari, the Divine Lord. I'm using this word Hari or Vishnu or Narayana. Or we have to say God, our Father in heaven, or Allah, whatever name, because there is only one God. And she can never be separated. And so both will be there. Pure consciousness as well as divine energy. And this divine energy manifests in the form of what is called divine characteristics. She is always with Bhagavan. And so I want from her, is my prayer. What do I want? I want wealth. I want cows. This is called Godhana. In Indian lore, Godhana means wealth. Godhana means a person in the olden times, there were no banks, etc. And even some tribes are there, where they leave all their animals outside in the forest. Only occasionally they will go there to count But all the villages, everybody's cows will be mixing only. But every villager knows how many cows individual cows he has got and bulls he has got. And meanwhile, they will be also increasing most often, unless they fall victims to tigers, etc. So, once in a way, unfortunately, these tribes they eat this beef. So they catch hold of some bull and bring it and sacrifice it, and the whole village shares it. So they just leave, and the cows are also very happy there. Only somewhere or somehow or other, either a tiger eats or a man eats, it doesn't really matter. So I want this Godhana, the wealth of, because that is the very heart of every Vedic Rishi's household for worshipping, for enjoying, etc., etc. So Gam, then Ashwam for transportation, for many other purposes, is there. And then servants are necessary. Now you may ask, oh, you want to boss over, you want to the servants, so you are praying to God, especially nowadays. What is the prayer? Oh God, the maid servant has left, the cook has left, and the driver has given notice. I am not getting anybody. So if you are gracious devotion and knowledge, later on I will claim from you. But now, for now, you bring these things. So, ancient time also, we cannot live. So, why should God give servants? After all, they are also her children. For that, Hinduism is very clever religion. So he says it is all karma phala. If your buddhi, your intellect, your understanding is very poor, then you start your life with a lower state, being servants. Then you become a little clever, you become a businessman. Then you become strong, you become a warrior. Then you become very purified, then you become a Brahmana. And what is called highest rationality and intellect is the highest human being. And literally, it is true today. So somebody had written a beautiful book, The Future Shock, and it was a eye opener. And that author, whom I don't remember now, he had clearly indicated in future the person who has got the knowledge, he will be the wealthiest person in the world. And this is a marvelous discovery because in Indian mythology, Saraswati and Lakshmi are rivals. Where there is learning, there would not be wealth. Where there is wealth, there the intellect will be very dull. But here, knowledge, that brings everything. And it is really, that is the correct idea, that when the Divine Mother comes, she gives us intellect, everything else. So, for completing a life, even for leading a spiritual life, is very necessary. That God's grace should be there. Then what happens? Everything will become favorable. Sri Ramakrishna indicates in a beautiful way. Perhaps there are two brothers, and the younger brother is very spiritual, and he doesn't want anything from the world. He wants only God, and he doesn't want to get married. But every person in the world has his own share of responsibilities, not only rights, but responsibilities. So this person, he, will, is praying, oh Lord, let me be free so that I can think of you freely without any restraints. And then perhaps the elder brother, he takes responsibility. And so the younger brother is freed. So he is free to contemplate God. Very, very interesting. And the concept of vanaprastha, the third stage of life according to Hinduism, it is when the children are grown up, are standing on their own feet, and when they have to, these people, they should retire because there is no time, and if you are becoming a workaholic, you will never be able to retire. So become a workaholic or intellectual uh, alcoholic, whatever it is, but you are not asked to stop work, but you are asked to change the very subject of the work. Now, more or less, if we are secure, then turn that energy inward and meditation and study of the scriptures, praying to God, helping other people with our experience and knowledge. All these constitute the third stage of life called vanaprasthasana. And if somebody doesn't follow it, in fact, I was reading a book many years back, not now, that by an American author, most elderly people are left to live in what is called old age homes. Their greatest problem is loneliness and the lonely crowd. I think that was the title of the book, Lonely Crowd. So there are a huge number of people. They have physically more or less everything to lead a very happy life. But they suffer from nobody to speak with, no way to spend our time. They never developed any beautiful hobbies like enthusiastically, ecstatically studying any deeper subject, immersing themselves, forgetting themselves. They have never developed these hobbies. So they feel terribly miserable, even if they have to talk with other people, only rubbish, worthless things, and same things again and again, discussing this loneliness that should be overcome. And the only way to do it, to develop these marvelous habits, and you don't need to retire from work, but retire from these useless activities, substitute them with spiritual activities. This is called turning away from the world, from turning away from the manifoldness and facing the onefoldness, that is advancing towards God. But that will happen only if we turn our life into what is called sacrificial life from the very beginning. And this knowledge is gained in the very first stage of Hindu's life called Brahmacharya Ashrama. Then enjoy and become one. So even these vanaprasthi, sannyasins, need not be, all are not so great that one can exclusively spend one's time in pure spiritual contemplation. But that is why this praying that may the mother bless me with not only external wealth, more importantly, internal wealth. And this is a complete picture of perfect life on earth. That is both in Vedantic terminology, prayas and shreyas combined. This is what Swami Vivekananda said, Atmano mokshartham jagat hitaicha. For one's own liberation, but at the same time, that whatever service, through service rendered to the world, through helping the world, jagat hitaya, whatever is good, whatever is uh, conduces to the welfare of the world, such activities are not opposed to spiritual activities. That is what all this prayer. Otherwise, it looks like as if I want to be richest person, give me everything. In fact, a person without God, as Sri Ramakrishna so beautifully puts it, that any number of zeros without the number one in the beginning are worthless. But if there is number one and the more number of zeros we add, the value increases exponentially. That is what is very important. So here, Purusha means also not only human beings, but Lord Vishnu. Vishnu is called Purusha. We already had dealt with, if you remember, Purusha Suktam. And those who want, they can go back to the website and do that. So when Mother Lakshmi is pleased, she takes the aspirant to Vishnu. And once approaches Vishnu, like any object approaching fire, become one with it. So this is called liberation or moksha. And Lakshmi is also known as Vishnu Maya, Maya Swarupini. And who can take us beyond Maya? Only Maya. So long as we are in Maya, we have to address her as Ma, O Mother. That is what Sri Ramakrishna beautifully, his contribution to the interpretation of certain terms in Vedantic lore. That is, she is not Maya, she is the Divine Mother. She has got two aspects, the deluding aspect and the aspect of liberation. So she is Avidya Maya, also Vidya Maya. Pray to the Vidya Maya so that she herself helps us when she is graciously bestowing her grace upon us, her very grace, because she is anapagamini. She cannot remain apart from the divine Lord. So she takes us to Vishnu. Here, Vishnu means not Hindu god Vishnu, but what we call in general God. So, in this context, riches also means experiencing bliss. So, if you say there is a rich person, rich in experiencing bliss, very happy person. So, you see that it is only with the help of Maya that one can become one with God, which is called going beyond both Maya and both the aspects of Maya, Vidya, as well as Vidya Maya. Entering, and I want to bring here one example of Totapuri Maharaj. Totapuri, the Advaitic Guru of Sri Ramakrishna. And only in the end he realized that the Divine Mother was making him successful without his being conscious of her. So when he attained to the almost highest state, he refused to enter into her temple. This is all for those who are ignorant people, not for me who has entered into Samadhi. And one day, the mother wanted to, out of her divine grace, to remove that ignorance. So she made him so that he wanted to commit suicide. And he was supposed to say, I see Brahman everywhere. There are so many incidents. I'm just reminding the lesson we have to learn. And he entered into the Ganges River to drown his body. It was no doubt, compared to us, very big body. But Mother Ganga is half a mile wide there and half a mile bottom also, height. Easily he could have given. But no, there was no water even to drown his body. So then Mother revealed to her, you don't belong to you. Your body, your mind, your everything is nothing but me. And then he became enlightened. Then he found both the aspects of Brahman, Saguna as well as Nirguna, are only the expressions of one and the same Brahman. And then he started seeing Brahman everywhere. Then he acknowledged, by your grace, I am able to understand now whom you used to chant Ma, Ma like that, both at dawn as well as at dusk. In this idea, when it is in both these mantras, Agni Devata, that is Ishvara, is prayed for his grace. Because without God's grace, we can neither be healthy physically or mentally, and worldly wise, we cannot enjoy. So, Sat, Chit, and Ananda, all these three are possible only by God's grace. And the day we understand that, we tend to surrender ourselves completely to the Divine Mother. And then third mantra, Ashwapurvam Prathamathyam Hastinada Prabodhinim Shriyam Devim Upahvaye Srihi Ma Devi Yushatam. So here also my prayers are granted. I pray to the what is called a god of fire, Agni Devata, that is Ishvara, Jataveda, graciously accepting my prayers. He brought again through the Agni Devata. He carried my invitation to his other half, that is his grace. And then Lakshmi has come. So, how do we know? She arrives. How? Preceded by horses, chariots, and trumpets of elephants. Finally, she arrives full of light in the form of power of her Lord Vishnu, awakening the aspirant spiritual energy and ultimately liberating him. And when the Divine Mother comes, in what form do you think she will come? Divine Mother can never make us merge in Maya. This is a fact, Sri Ramakrishna's greatest contribution. Previously, Advaita was inundating India with the stupid idea, false idea, that the whole world is mithya, Maya, as we see in the Mandukya Karika. But Ramakrishna said, she is not Maya, she is Mahamaya. She is the Divine Mother, Srishti Sthiti Vinashana, Shakti Bhuti Sanatani. Accepting surrender to her, there is no other way. And we have to remember, when we are studying this, there was a time when future Swami Vivekananda, Narendranath, was undergoing terrible difficulties. He who has to become the teacher of the whole world, practically representing pure Vedanta to the whole world, that is called Dharmastapana. He was suffering physically. His family was suffering. It was a huge family. They did not have enough even to eat. And he tried his level best. Such a talented person, so intelligent, full of such great memory. But he translated some law books, earned a little money, and then he became a teacher. And some other jealous teacher, he inspired the students to go and complain to owner of the school, Vidyasagar, that this teacher is no good, he cannot teach. He who is about to awaken the whole world within a few years was described as a worthless teacher. We don't understand what he is trying to convey to us. And Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar had no option but immediately dismissed him. Such a happened. And then his family was suffering. Swamiji would not have minded himself suffering, but he could not tolerate others suffering, especially his family. Then he prayed to God. Nothing happened. Then he came to Sri Ramakrishna. He had tremendous faith in Sri Ramakrishna. And he prayed, if you say, if you bless, then our family will be out of this dire poverty. Sri Ramakrishna's reply was amazing. He said, my child, do you think you have to come and request me to pray for you? Do you think I don't know what's your condition? I know everything that's happening. I prayed many times to the Divine Mother, but there is absolutely no response from our side. And then she let me know. Why is it she is not responding? Because you have not accepted the Saguna aspect of God. You're only accepting what type of God. He even ventured to remark, if God had called me in a conference before creation, what type of creation I should do, you advise. I would have corrected some of his misconceptions. I would have advised not to make this worldly people suffer so much. Even today, do we think we understand why this war is going on? Stupidity can go no further. So many wars are going on. And why? Is because some people are wicked, some people are fanatics, and that is why they cannot tolerate the other religions, other countries, and they want to conquer them. No, it has nothing to do. It is the will of the Divine Mother, and whatever will be the will of the Divine Mother will be for good only. Therefore, here the aspirant is telling, we have to understand the whole world is created by the Divine Mother, and she knows everything that is not only that happened, that is happening, but that is going to happen in future also. Just so that this idea, the Divine Mother, our Creator, here Creatrix, she is completely aware of what is going on, and she is happily allowing whatever is happening now. For that, there is a beautiful illustration. So, many Muslims, kings, especially Aurangzeb, etc., destroyed many Hindu temples, which is a bone of contention even today between Hindus and Muslims. This Swami Vivekananda, he went to one mother's temple in Kashmir, and then the temple was broken. Swamiji, in his emotion, he thought, had I been present at that time, I would have protected the Divine Mother. Immediately, thunderous voice had come. Is it you who will protect me, or is it I who protects you? And Swamiji understood. What did he understand? That this destruction of the Hindu temples is also a will of the Divine Mother. So anything that happens, Srishti, Sthiti, as well as Laya, everything is her will. Let thy will be done. Christ prayed, if possible, let this cup pass away from me. But immediately God let him know, no. And then immediately Christ said, Father, let thy will be done. Because there is no other way. Even if I wish otherwise, it is not going to happen. And whatever is God's will, however horrendous it might look in our eyes, will always be for the best purpose, best outcome. That faith a devotee should never lose. So here the aspirant is telling that mother has come. But how do you know the mother has come? When she comes, what happens? This is a description in terms of what these Vedic rishis used to experience. Supposing a great king, in those days kings were there. So like Janaka Maharaja, whose name frequently we get in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad. So like that, when these kings used to visit the ashramas of these rishis, sages, how they will come? First comes horses, that is horsemen. Then comes elephants. Then comes a chariot. And so many people will come. And there is so much of victory to the divine king, victory to the most powerful person on earth, etc., etc. When the Divine Mother comes, same thing is imagined here, that many, many horses, many armies just precede and also succeed. In the middle will be protected the king. So the Divine Mother comes, and these auspicious signs will be there. And in the middle, so many elephants. You know, in the Indian lore, elephants are, they're trumpeting. That is the greatest wealth one has got. So Rathamathyam, the chariots will be there. And these chariots are preceded by what? Hasti Nada Prabodhinim. Hasti means elephant. Nada means the trumpeting sound that are made, peculiar sound that made by the elephants. Prabodhinim, as if somebody is telling some great personage is coming. And then Sriyam Devi, I know she has come. I know she is the Divine Mother. And I have to invite her. Uptam Shriyam Devi Upafaye. I invite her. And then may the Divine Mother be ever pleased. Sri Ma means mom, means me. Devi, that Sri Devi, Jushatam, this word Jushatam, we have already seen. Medha Devi Jushamana Na Agad Vishwachi Bhadra Sumanasyamana. When the Divine Mother is pleased, let her be highly pleased with me. Let her never be separate. That means if she is pleased, she will be with me. And if she is with me, then Divine Lord will be with her also. So myself and the Divine Mother and the Divine Father, this would be the ideal happiness in any devotees, whether be he Hindu or a Christian or a Muslim or a Buddhist or a Jainist or a Sikh or whatever it is. Beautiful meanings are there, and with this background, it will not be difficult to understand further. We will deal with it in our next class. Om Jananim Sharadam Devim Ramakrishnam Jagatgurum Padapadme Tayo Sritva Pranamami Murmuhu. May the Ramakrishna Holy Mother and Swami Vivekananda bless us all with bhakti. Jai Ramakrishna.